Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The final round of English Storytelling Competition 2021 will be started soon. Please prepare yourself. Bapak Kepala Sekolah, para juri, Bapak Ibu Guru pendamping, orang tua siswa, dan para finalis Lomba Storytelling 2021, acara akan segera dimulai. Kita segera mempersiapkan diri.
The respectable principal of Krista Mitra Junior High School, Mr. Stefanus Haryanto. The respectable school manager of the Bright English, Miss Andrea Felita Dinofi. The honorable English lecturers, the honorable invited guests in this event, the honorable adjudicators in this event, and all participants of the competition. Welcome to the final round of English Storytelling Competition 2021.
First of all, let's thank God who embraces us by His grace, so we can attempt and participate in this event without any obstacles. My name is Amanda, 11th grader of Science Program of Krista Mitra Senior High School, and here's my name.
Alright, 10th grader of Science Program of Krista Mitra Senior High School, Semarang. It is a wonderful and precious chance for us to be your master of ceremony in this afternoon, Friday, 9th of April, 2021, in our big event, the final round of English Storytelling Competition 2021. We would like to thank everyone here for taking time to attend our remarkable.
On this special afternoon, we have several agendas, so allow me to read several sequences of our agenda. First, opening, singing Indonesian National Anthem, Indonesia Raya. Second, a greeting from the principal of Krista Mitra Junior High School, Mr. Stefanus Haryanto. Third, a greeting from the school manager of the Bright English, Ms. Andrea Felita Dinofi. Fourth, the final round of English Storytelling Competition in the elementary level. Fifth, the final round of English Storytelling Competition in the junior high school level. At closing.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, please stand up for our national anthem, Indonesia Raya. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You may be seated.
Baik, terima kasih atas waktu yang diberikan pada saya pada kesempatan siang hari ini. Bapak Ibu Guru pendamping, Bapak Ibu orang tua siswa, peserta Final Storytelling English Competition, Bapak Ibu Dewan Juri, Bapak Ibu panitia dari Krista Mitra dan The Bright English, dan seluruh peserta Final Storytelling Honest English Competition kategori SD maupun SMP yang saya kasihi. Selamat siang, salam sejahtera dan salam sehat penuh berkat yang berlipat-lipat tentunya. Ya. Pertama-tama marilah kita naikkan puji syukur kehadirat Tuhan yang Maha Kuasa, karena pada kesempatan ini kita semua diperkenankan dan siap mengadakan acara yang kita nanti-nantikan, yaitu Final Storytelling Online English Competition. Kita bersyukur karena Krista Mitra dan The Bright English boleh berkolaborasi dalam menyelenggarakan acara ini. Semoga acara final pada kesempatan siang hari ini, baik dari awal, pertengahan, hingga akhir bisa berjalan dengan baik dan lancar tanpa gangguan koneksi dan gangguan-gangguan yang lain. Ya, kita doakan bersama ya. Yang kedua, saya ucapkan selamat kepada para peserta yang telah terseleksi dan masuk nominasi peserta final pada siang hari ini. Kiranya acara ini bisa menjadi ajang bagi peserta untuk menguji diri dan semakin meningkatkan kompetensi dalam berbahasa Inggris. Nah, selamat berkompetisi secara sehat dan saya yakin Dewan Juri pada kesempatan siang hari ini akan bekerja secara cermat dan profesional dalam mengawal acara ini. Sekali lagi terima kasih kepada Dewan Juri yang telah merelakan waktu, pada Bapak Ibu semua, kepada Bapak Ibu guru pendamping, terutama juga kepada panitia yang telah menyiapkan segala sesuatunya, sarana prasarana pendukungnya. Semoga acara ini bisa berjalan dengan baik dan lancar tanpa gangguan apapun. Sukses untuk kita semua, Tuhan memberkati. Terima kasih.
Thank you, Mr. Stefanus Haryanto. Next, let's listen to a greeting from the school manager of the Bright English, Ms. Acara. The floor is yours.
Baik, selamat siang untuk Bapak Stefanus Haryanto selaku Kepala Sekolah dari Krista Mitra, dan juga selamat siang untuk para guru dari Krismit dan juga panitia, juga teman-teman dari The Bright English. Selamat datang di final test hari ini dan terima kasih atas kesempatan yang diberikan bahwa The Bright English bisa bekerja sama dengan Krista Mitra untuk mengadakan English Competition hari ini, dan harapan besar untuk apa yang bisa dihasilkan dari kompetisi hari ini, teman-teman tetap bisa semangat untuk berkarya dalam perlombaan-perlombaan selanjutnya, dan bagi Krista Mitra dan juga dari The Bright English juga bisa untuk tetap berlaksana untuk berkarya dan juga mengadakan kompetisi-kompetisi selanjutnya. Semangat buat teman-teman, apapun hasilnya harap diterima dengan baik dan juga semoga bisa menjadi pengalaman luar biasa bagi teman-teman semua yang sampai hari ini bisa mengikuti perlombaan ini sampai final. Terima kasih.
Thank you, Ms. Adria.
Now, this is the moment that we're all waiting for. We are now stepping on the final round of English storytelling competition. Now, before we start the presentation, let me remind all participants that you have only 5 minutes to present your story. If you spend more than 5 minutes, we are sorry that we need to stop your performance. And exactly after the presentation is over, you will directly join the question and answer session. So make sure that you guys keep your microphone and the camera on before we ask you to unmute and close it. And, of course, ladies and gentlemen, with all respect, please mute your device and camera so the event is running well.
Inilah saat-saat yang kita tunggu, kita akan segera memasuki babak final para peserta storytelling. Izinkan saya mengingatkan semua peserta bahwa teman-teman hanya mempunyai waktu 5 menit untuk bercerita. Jika peserta menghabiskan lebih dari 5 menit, kami mohon maaf karena kami harus menghentikan presentasi teman-teman. Dan perlu diingat bahwa tepat setelah presentasi selesai, kalian akan langsung bergabung dengan sesi tanya jawab. Jadi pastikan kalian tetap menyalakan mikrofon dan kamera sebelum kami meminta teman-teman untuk menutupnya. Dan para hadirin sekalian, dengan segala hormat, demi lancarnya proses babak final, kami memohon bantuannya untuk dapat mematikan suara dan kamera Anda.
And here they are, the 10 finalists of the final round of English Storytelling Competition 2021.
Kami mengundang 10 finalis untuk membuka kamera untuk dapat kami absen. The finalists of English Storytelling Elementary Language. Number 1, Aurelia Agatha Riyama Tarigan. Number 2, Akila Diwangi Ramadhani. Number 3, Samuel Ezra Tambubolon. Number 4, Astefani Indira Shalyanov. Number 5, Ignazia Aziel Widianta.
The finalists of English Storytelling Junior High Level. Number 1, Fadila Meotia Arifah. Number 2, Aruna Atayla Nuridodo. Number 3, Kevana Wijaya. Number 4, Jessica Miracle Kurniawati. And number 5, Nadia Sasabila Putri Adrian.
Please everyone to open your cameras as the finalists of the English Storytelling Elementary and Junior High School level.
In this opportunity, we also want to introduce you to the 3 judicators in this final competition. With all respect, we invite the 3 judicators to please open the camera. For the first one, Mr. Ross Evan Symes as English native teacher from TBE. So open your camera. Number 2, Miss Anita Angelina, teacher of TBE. And number 3, Mrs. Vera Yusniawati, a Christmas teacher. May the 3 judicators open their cameras.
Close your cameras now. For the finalists, you can close your cameras now. Without further ado, let me call the first finalist, Aurelia Agatha Riyama Tarigan. The floor is yours.
Test, can you hear my voice?
Yes, we can hear you very clearly.
Yes, thank you.
Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his head, and Jill came tumbling after. Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Aurelia Agatha. I'm on grade 5 at Global Mandiri Jakarta School. Guess what? The song that I sang before was entitled... Yes, it is Jack and Jill song. As well, I'm going to tell that story. Did you know that Jack's broken head had healed in only a minute? And is it possible to have a well up in the hill? So, if you want to know the complete story, then let's begin. Once upon a time, there was a boy named Jack, and he lived with his sister named Jill. They usually play up in a big hill nearby their house. One day, the mother asked Jack and Jill to fetch a pail of water up in the hill. Jack, Jill, please help me to fetch a pail of water in the well nearby our house, said the mother. Yes, Mommy, replied Jack and Jill. So Jack and Jill set off for the hill. Jill brought the empty bucket that her mother gave, and Jack was the one who fetched the pail of water in the well. When Jack and Jill were done, they were going back home. But suddenly Jack tumbled down the hill. Whoa, whoa! And Jill was confused because her brother Jack has gone. Jack? 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 Where are you? Don't complain with me. Are you okay? Shout Jill. Jill! Jill! I am down here. Please help me. I've broken my head, replied Jack. Jill was very surprised. She ran after for her brother, but suddenly Jill tumbled down too. Jack, wait for me! Whoa, whoa! Jill helped Jack to stand up, and Jack and Jill returned home as fast as they can. At home, Jill mended Jack's broken head with a vinegar and a brown paper. I'm sorry, Jill. I'd hurry to fetch the pail of water because I want to play with you. Cried Jack sadly. But just in a minute, Jack's broken head had healed. Jack was very happy and he thanks so much to Jill. Thank you, Jill. If you didn't help me last time, maybe I could no longer play with you anymore. The end. The moral value of this story is that we mustn't be hurried in anything we do, just like Jack, or else we will cut in trouble. And if your friend is in trouble, you must be the first person to help them. Just like Jill, who helped her brother who broke his head. Thank you for listening my story and see you in the next time. Have a nice day!
What a nice presentation! Thank you, Aurelia. But let us
You're
remind
welcome.
you, please use only one device to avoid any feedbacks. Dimohon untuk para finalis untuk menggunakan satu device saja untuk menghindari feedback. Now it's Mr. Ross' turn to interview Aurelia with your two questions.
Okay, so Aurelia,
Yes, mister?
how are you?
I'm good. I'm good, mister.
Okay, question number 1. Where did they get the water from?
They get the water from the well up in the hill.
Very good. But remember, it's they got, not they get, because it's past tense.
Okay.
Number 2. What did Jill use to mend Jack's head?
Jill used the vinegar and the brown paper.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes, you're welcome, mister.
Thank you very much, sir. Now let's go to the second finalist, Akila Diwandi Ramadhani. The floor is yours.
Hello. Can you hear my voice?
Yes, we can hear your voice very clearly. Thank you.
Okay. Hello, good afternoon, judges. Let me introduce myself. My name is Akila Diwanti Ramadhani, and I'm studying in Wonotinggal Elementary School, and I'm 11 years old. Today, I want to tell you a story about The Little Match Girl. The Little Match Girl by Hans Christian Andersen. The Little Match Girl. Cold and dark on the last evening of the year, a poor girl is selling matchstick in the dark and cold street. Matchstick, matchstick! Excuse me, sir. Hello, sir. Do you want to buy my matches? But no one agrees to buy her matchstick. One day, she lost her slippers. She cried, "Where's my slippers? It's so freezing here!" To protect herself from killing cold weather, she takes shelter in a corner and sits down. She doesn't want to go back home because her father will beat her for that reason, and she hasn't sold a matchstick. To keep herself warm, she lights a matchstick. In the glow of the matchstick light, she sees a fairy's picture. After she lights a matchstick, she sees a tree. When it blows up, the vision vanishes. She sees brilliant dinner, steaming roast goose, a beautiful Christmas tree, and sometimes a falling star which reminds her for her grandmother. Bling, 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 bling. The only person who loved him. As she doesn't want her grandmother to vanish, she lights her matchstick to keep vision alive. Beautiful Christmas tree. Wow, it's a very delicious food. I want it. Grandma, I miss you so much. When all the matches are lighted up, the child dies and it's taken to her grandmother heaven. The following day, when the passenger by look at her face, it seems frozen with a smile. Oh my God, look at this girl. Poor girl. They make different guesses on seeing the burned matches beside her. They feel pity for her without knowing the fantastic vision she saw before her death. They can imagine that she is celebrating the new year joyfully with her grandmother in heaven. The end. Thank you very much for listening my story. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Akila, for your presentation. Now, Mr. Ross, it's your turn again.
Okay. Aquila,
Yeah,
how are you, darling?
great.
That's good. All right. Question number 1. Name 3 things she saw when she lit a match.
Christmas tree, rose goose, and then I think it's brilliant dinner.
Okay, cool. And what happens when all the matches have been lit?
The vision vanishes.
Yeah? But the vision fades after each match is lit. What about when all the matches are lit?
They die.
Yeah, then goes to with the grandma. Cool. All right. Thank you, sweetheart.
Okay.
Thank you very much, sir. So now, let's move on to our third finalist, Samuel Ezra Tamubolon. It's your turn.
Yes, Miss.
Hello everyone, I am Samuel Tamubolon from Pinikat Elementary School. Today, I will present a story about the crabs and the turtles. Once upon a time, lived a clever turtle. A whole forest admired his cleverness, but being admired by whole forest had turned him into a watchful and talkative turtle. That's why he was called Titi. One day, Titi was stepping behind a bush when he heard a conversation by two bull hunters who were passing by. What's about hunting for girls tomorrow? We can sell themselves and we can get lots of money. Besides, we can cook their meat and we can eat. Then I said, "Speak." One of the hunters said, "Yes, you're right." His friend answered. Hearing this, Titi was scared. He checked out all targets in the forest and told them the danger that would come to them. All of us were frightened and then began to think of several ways to escape from being caught by the hunters. Finally, Titi got a good idea. He told his friend that he could ask the friends to help them. Together, they went to meet the cranes. When they had met the cranes, they said, "Beautiful like birds, we come here to ask for your help. Some hunters are going to get us tomorrow, so we have to leave this place now. We will try to help you, but what can we do for you? You like birds, they say, if you are all speak between your feet, you push our something in the middle of air. And then we will fly and carry us to a safe place." "Idea," said the crab. "Huh? What am I thinking? Have a big arrow concentrating on a stick. You must know, and you must not take a word." All of us agreed, and they started the swimming operation. One by one, the turtles stood on the middle of the stick, held in the beaks of the two cranes. At last, there was only Titi left. He started to fly the middle from of the stick, and the birds flew high in the sky, and when the birds were high in the sky, with Titi hanging down from the stick, Sunny was on the parking forest, looking straight side in the sky. They clapped their hands and said, "Oh, what those little birds! They figured how to gather the turtles." Hearing the words praising the cranes, it is told and studied. He opened his mouth and growled, "It wasn't your idea! It's my idea!" And he fell out of her. That's all, but the
Okay, sorry, we know that Samuel's voice wasn't very clear. So for the judges, should we repeat it once again? Do you think we should repeat once again? Should we repeat Samuel's performance once again because of his voice wasn't clear enough? We are waiting for a response, judges. For the judges, we are waiting for a response. Should we repeat Samuel's performance again?
Now, excuse me, judges, do we have to repeat Samuel's performance one more time? We are waiting for your response. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Samuel, you may repeat your performance. Can you repeat one more time, but this time, please get nearer to the camera so that we may be able to hear your voice much clearer. Mohon Samuel melakukan lagi sekali lagi, dan mohon pada kali ini mengulangi dengan kamera Anda lebih dekat kepada Anda agar kami bisa mendengarkan Anda lebih baik saat performance. Terima kasih.
Yes. Hello everyone. I'm Samuel Esratambolon from Binika Elementary School. Today, I will present a story telling about the cranes and the turtles. Once upon a time, there lived a clever turtle. A whole forest admired his cleverness. But being admired by the forest had turned him into a watchful and talkative turtle. That's why he was called Titi. One day, Titi was stepping on a behind trees when he heard a conversation with two hunters passing by. What a wonderful turtles tomorrow! We can sell their shells, we can get much money! Besides, we can cook their meat and we can eat delicious turtle steak. One of the hunters said, "Yes, you're right," his friend answered. Hearing this, Titi was hurt. He gathered all the turtles in the forest and told them the dangers that would come to them. All the turtles were frightened, and they began to think of several ways to escape from being caught by the hunters. Finally, Titi got a brilliant idea. He told his friend that they could ask the cranes to help them. Together, they went to meet the cranes. When they had met the cranes, Titi said, "Beautiful white birds, we come here to ask for your help. Some hunters are going to catch us tomorrow. So we have to leave this place now. We want to help you. But what can we do for you?" asked the cranes. "Beautiful white birds, if you hold one feet between your beaks, we will push our body in the middle of it, and then you can fly up in the sky and carry us to a safe place." "Good idea," said the cranes. "But for no sensation, we'll have to keep our mouth pushed tightly on a stick. You must not open your mouth, and you must not say words." All the turtles agreed, and they started saving operation. One by one, the turtles fit on the middle of the stick, held in the beaks of the two cranes. The birds flew out in the sky and carried us to a safer place. At last, there was only Titi left. He started to wet the middle of the stick, and the birds flew out in the sky. When the birds were high in the sky, with Titi dangling down from the stick, some animals on the ground in the forest looked at strange sight in the sky. They clapped their hands and said, "Look at those clever birds! They figured how to carry us a turtle." He was praising the cranes. He couldn't stand it. He opened his mouth and cried out, "It wasn't their idea! It's my idea!" And he fell Down to earth. Yes. That's all about the story. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Thank you, Samuel, for the breathtaking performance. Now it's Mr. Roster to ask you some questions again.
Hello.
Mister,
How are you?
I'm good.
That's good. All right. Question number 1. Where was he taking a nap? TT, where was he taking a nap?
Behind a bush.
And number 2, where on the stick did the turtles bite?
What is the question?
Where on the stick did the turtles bite? Remember, the turtles bit the stick. You still there, mate?
What is the question, mister?
Where on the stick did the turtles bite? The turtles bit on a stick.
Mister?
One by one, the turtles bit on whereabouts? On the stick.
Okay, so since Samuel doesn't have the answer for that, let's move on to the fourth finalist, which
Leave
is...
it in the middle.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Okay, let's move on to the finalist. The fourth finalist, it is Stephanie Indira Shelyanov. It's your turn now. Good luck. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Indira from Copenhagen Primary School. Now, I want to tell you a story of Allison. In the middle of the forest, there is a poor girl named Allison who lives only with her grandmother. All her family has already gone because of a natural disaster. Every day after school, she always helps her grandmother to collect the wood to sell in the traditional market. Although her life is so hard, but she always cheering. She's such a smart, independent, and kind girl whose dream is to become a famous singer. Many friends at school loves her because she cares and likes to help each other. Unfortunately, she has some haters at school. They are Rose, Frank, and Sena. One day, there is a singing competition, and Allison decided to join it. She successfully changes her star to be a young, famous singer. She surely makes her school and friends proud of her, but it is not for Rose and the gangs. For Rose's gangs, it even makes them get more jealous and hate Allison the most. Day by day at school, Rose, Frank, and Sena keep bullying Allison, even they treat very badly than before. They really hate Allison because they think Allison is annoying that always acts like a superstar. Someday after school, when Rose, Frank, and Sena hang out, suddenly Rose gets an accident. Her car is crashed by a truck. Then she must be hospitalized, and Rose not conscious for some days. She loses much blood, and the hospital cannot afford it because the type of her blood is not easy to get. The doctor says Rose would never enjoy the beauty of the world again if no one donated the blood for her. Shortly, it is only Allison who does it. This pure heart of Allison finally saves Rose. Now, Rose realized that million of apology would never pay for it. She really regrets that everything she does to Allison so far. That's all for me, everyone. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for your amazing performance, Stephanie. Now it's Mr. turn again to ask you 2 questions for the interview.
Hello,
Hello, sir.
how are you?
Great.
How are you? Good, okay. All right, Alison lived with her grandmother. What happened to the rest of her family?
Natural disaster.
A natural disaster, very good. And what kind of competition did Alison decide to join?
Singing competition.
Yes, very good. Excellent, Alan. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you very much. Our last finalist, which is Ignacia Aziel Widianta. Please turn on your camera and time is yours.
Excuse me, can you hear my voice?
Yes, very clearly.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ignacia Azriel Widianta. I'm in 5th grader in SD Terselenggara, Ambarawa. Today, I will tell you a story about Little Red Riding Hood. Here's the story. Once upon a time, there was a sweet little girl. Everyone called her Little Red Riding Hood because she always wore a red riding hood. It had been given to her by her grandmother, who loved the little girl very much. One day, Little Red Riding Hood's mother said, "Here, child, take this basket to your grandmother. It's got bread, butter, cake, and berries in it. She's feeling sick, and I hope this will make her feel better. Don't talk to stranger. Don't leave the pet, and walk straight to your grandma's house." Little Red Riding Hood grandmothers lived half an hour away in the woods outside the village, so Little Red Riding Hood set off. The girl had just entered the wood when a wolf came out of the trees. She wasn't scared because she didn't know wolves are dangerous. "Good day, Little Red Riding Hood," the wolf greeted her. "Good day, Mr. Wolf," the girl replied. "Where are you going?" she asked. "I'm going to visit my grandmother because she isn't feeling very well." "What do you have in that basket?" asked the wolf. "I have some bread, butter, cake, and berries to take to Grandma." "Excellent! And where does your grandmother live?" Little Red Riding Hood explained exactly where her grandmother lived. They walked together for a while. Then the wolf spoke again. What lovely flowers there are here! Why don't you pick some for your grandma? The girl looked around and see all those beautiful flowers. She thought that her grandmother would be delighted to have some fresh flowers, and despite her mother had flies, she left the path, while Little Red Riding Hood departed into the woods to pick flowers. The wolf, when he arrived into her grandmother's house, he knocked on the door and heard a voice inside. Who is it? It's me, Little Red Riding Hood. I brought you bread, butter, cake, and berries. The wolf said, disguising his voice. How lovely! When Grandma opened the door, the wolf locked her up in the cupboard. The weak wolf then wore Grandma's clothes and lay on her bed, waiting for Little Red Riding Hood. When Little Red Riding Hood arrived at her grandma's house, she noticed that the door was open. She went in and went to the bedroom. Usually, she felt very happy at her grandma's, but today something felt different. Good morning, she said, but no one replied. Her grandmother looked strange. Oh, Grandma, what big ears you have! Exclaimed Little Red Riding Hood. Oh, the better to hear you read. The wolf replied in a fake voice. Oh, Grandma, what big eyes you have! She continued. Oh, the better to see you read. The wolf said. Oh, Grandma, what big hands you have! Oh, the better to grab you with. The wolf said. Oh, Grandma, what big mouth you have! Oh, the better to eat you with. Ah! Little Red Riding Hood screamed, and the woodcutter in the forest came to the cottage. They picked the wolf and rescued Grandma from the cupboard. Grandma hugged Little Red Riding Hood with joy. And the wolf ran away, never to be seen again. This is the end of my story. Thank you for your attention. And the moral values of the story is we need to learn to hear what our parents taught us and never talk to strangers. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the cute performance. Now, let's listen to Mr. Ross's questions again.
You there, Alan?
I'm good.
All right. First question. What did Little Red Riding Hood have in the basket? What was in the basket?
It's bread, berries, butter, and cake.
Okay. And number 2, what advice did Little Red Riding Hood's grandmother give her? Or mother give her?
Red Riding Hood.
Yeah. What advice?
Red. Oh, the moral values of the story is we need to have listened what our parents taught us.
Yes, but what did the mother tell her?
Oh, mother told her that don't talk to strangers, don't leave the bed, and walk straight to your grandma's house.
Yes, very good. Thank you, sweetheart.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was the last of the finalists of the English Storytelling Elementary level. Now let's move on to the Junior High School level.
I thought that was amazing performances. Now, to let the junior high schoolist finalists prepare for their performance, we have nice clips that you can enjoy. Check them out. Dan untuk para finalis SMP, sebelum kita memasuki kepada final Anda, kami akan menayangkan beberapa klip yang Anda bisa nikmati. Check them out. Okay, high school finalists, I hope you're ready because now we're going to the next round. Of course, judges, you may prepare yourselves. And now, let me call the first finalist, Fadila Meotia Arifah. The floor is yours.
Yes. Can you hear my voice?
Yes, I can hear your voice very well. The floor is yours.
Okay. First, let me introduce myself. Hi, my name is Fadila Meotia. I'm grade 8 and I'm from PBB Junior High School. So, in this occasion, I will tell you a story about Rawa Pening. Yes. So, without any further ado, let's start it. Two stories. Once upon a time, there's a little poor boy came into a little village. He was very hungry and weak. He knocked at every door for asking some food, but nobody would care and nobody wanted to help him. But there's a generous woman who helped him. She gave him a shelter and a meal. When this boy wanted to leave, she gave him a lasung. Yes, lasung. Lasung is a big wooden mortar for pounding rice. She reminded him, please remind this, if there's a flood, you must save yourself. Use this lasung as your boat. The little boy was very happy and thanked to the old woman. So he continued his journey. While passing through the village, he saw many people gathering on the field. When the boy came closer, he saw sticks stuck in the ground. People were challenging each other to pull that stick, but nobody succeeds. So this little boy wants to try. But everybody was slugging mockingly. So he tried slug, step forward, and pull that stick. Ooh, he could do it very easily. Everybody was so dumbfounded. And suddenly, the whole left by stick, there's a water spouted out. It is not stopped until it flew the village. Everybody is not safe except the little boy and a generous woman. The village turned into a huge lake. It is known as Rawa Pening, located in Salatiga, Indonesia, Central Java. If you're curious about it, you can go there and it's a beautiful place. So I think that's it. Thank you for hearing my story and thank you for your attention. Have a great day and see ya. Thank you.
Amazing performance. I thought the judges were very fine. Now, Mr. Ross, I've heard that you're Australian, and so I'm going to ask you in a really bad Australian accent. Now, please give your 2 questions about the finalist.
All right, is that on?
Yes.
Okay, question number 1. What did the generous woman give him?
She gave him a shelter and a meal.
Very good.
And a lesson.
Yes, very good. Question number 2. When he was passing through the village, what did he see in the field?
He saw a stick stuck in the ground.
Excellent, very good, sweetheart.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Ross. Now we are going to call the second finalist, Aruna Atayla Nuridodo. Please open your camera and mic, and the floor is yours.
Hello.
Please open your camera, Ms. Aruna. Ms. Aruna,
Udah ya, tapi nggak bisa.
You can use another device if you want to. It will help you a lot.
Ini mic-nya sudah dibuka.
Iya.
Iya.
Untuk kameranya mau dibuka juga ya.
Untuk kameranya mohon.
Tapi ini videonya.
Iya, bagaimana? Permisi.
Halo.
Iya, halo. Ini giliran Anda, mohon buka kamera dan mic. Uh, karena ada technical difficulty, maka kita akan men-skip Aruna Atay Nirwidodo untuk sekarang. Dan excuse me, let me call the third finalist, Givana Wijaya. Please open your mic and camera. The floor is yours.
Hello everyone, my name is Giovanna Wijaya. I'm from Jujungal Christian Junior High School, Semarang. So today I'm going to tell a story about a man who never lied. Did you think, is it possible for a person to never tell a lie? Well, it seems not easy, but there is one man named Mehmet that could do it. Did you know him? Let me tell you the story. A man who never lied. Once upon a time, there lived a wise man named Mehmet. He never lied. All of the people in the land, even the ones who lived far away from him, knew about him. The king heard about the wise man Mehmet, and he asked his subjects to bring him to the palace. He looked at the wise man and said, "Mehmet, is it true that you won't lie in your life?" Yes, I'm sure. And you will not lie in your life? Yes. Okay, tell the truth. But be careful, the lie is cunning and it gets in your tongue easily. Several days passes and the king called Mehmet once again. There was a big crowd. The king was about to go hunting. The king held his horse by the mane, and his left foot was already on the stirrup. He ordered Mehmet, "Go to my summary palace and tell the queen I'll be here with her for lunch. Tell her to prepare a big feast. You'll have lunch with me as well." Mehmet bowed down and went to the queen. The king laughed and said, "We won't go hunting," and now Mehmet will tell a lie to the queen. Tomorrow we will laugh on his behalf. But the wise man Mehmet went to the palace and said, "Maybe you should prepare for a big feast for lunch tomorrow. And maybe you shouldn't. Maybe the king will come by noon, and maybe he won't." "Tell me, he will come or won't he?" asked the queen. "I don't know whether he put his right foot on the stirrup or he put his left foot on the ground after I left." Everybody waited for the king. He came the next day and said to the queen, "The wise man Mehmet lied to you yesterday." But the queen told him about the words of Mehmet, and the king realized that the wise man never lied. And that was the end of the story about the wise man who never lied. From this story, we could learn at least 2 lessons of life. First, we can never guarantee that things in the future will always happen as we expected. So we should never promise anything if we're not sure. We could fulfill it and just be ready to prepare for any possibilities. Second, being wise to what and who we should obey is absolutely important to help us keeping what is right and true in life. And that is the end of the story about the man who never lied. Thank you for listening to my story and have a good day.
Thank you so much, Giovanna Wijaya. I thought the moral of the story was really, really cool. And of course, the characters that you used, absolutely amazing. Now, again, Mr. Ross, can you interview the finalists with 2?
I certainly can. Divana, you there?
Yes, sir.
How are you today?
Good.
Good. Okay, question number 1. Where did he ask Mehmet to go when the king was about to go hunting?
What, Mr.
Where did the king ask him to go?
To the summary palace.
Very good. Number 2. In the end, did Jumat end up lying?
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. That's right. Excellent. Good work.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ross. Now I will call again Aruna Atayla Nuridodo. Are you still here? Let me repeat, Aruna Atayla. Okay, then when we will continue on with the next finalist, Jessica Miracle Kurniawidi. Open your camera and open your mic and presentate. The floor is now yours.
Okay. Hello everyone. My name is Jessica Miracle Kurniawidi and I'm from Churchungal Christian Junior High School. Today I want to tell you a story, The Grasshopper and the Toad. But do you have friends or best friends? Maybe at your school or your neighbors? Do you respect each other and love your friends? Of course, you will say, oh yes, I love my best friends, I respect them. But are you aware of some of your actions and words that might hurt their feelings? Let me tell you a story from Africa called The Grasshopper and the Toad. The grasshopper and the toad appeared to be good friends. People always saw them together. Yet, they had never dined at each other's houses. One day, Toad said to Grasshopper, "Dear friend, tomorrow come and dine at my house. My wife and I will prepare a special meal. We will eat it together." The next day, Grasshopper arrived at Toad's house. Before sitting down to eat, Toad washed his forelegs and invited Grasshopper to do the same. Grasshopper did so, and it made a loud noise. "Friend, Grasshopper, can't you leave your chirping behind? I cannot eat with such noise," said Toad. Grasshopper tried to eat without rubbing his forelegs together, but it was impossible. Each time he gave a chirp, Toad complained and asked him to be quiet. Grasshopper was angry and could not eat. Finally, he said to Toad, "I invite you to my house for dinner tomorrow." The next day, Toad arrived at Grasshopper's home. As soon as the meal was ready, Grasshopper washed his forelegs and invited Toad to do the same. Toad did so, and then hopped toward the food. "You better go back and wash again," said Grasshopper. "All that hopping in the dirt has made your forelegs dirty again." Toad hopped back to the water jar again and washed again. Then hopped back to the table and was ready to reach out for some food from one of the platters when Grasshopper stopped him. "Please, Stuart, put your dirty paws into the food. Go and wash them again." Toad was furious. "You just don't want me to eat with you," he cried. "You know very well that I must use my paws and forelegs in hopping about. I cannot help it if they get a bit dirty between the water jar and the table." Grasshopper responded, "You were the one who started yesterday. You know, I cannot rub my forelegs together without making a noise." From then on, they were no longer friends. The moral of the story is, If you wish to have a true friendship with someone, learn to accept each other's faults as well as each other's good qualities. Thank you for listening my story.
Thank you for your performance. I thought the emphasis on a bunch of the words were very nice to give more of a point to the story. But other than that, I digress. Now, Mr. Ross, please give your 2 questions one more time.
You there, on? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Ah, good. Okay. Question number 1. Why did the grasshopper get mad on the first night when he ate at the frog's house?
because the frog didn't accept his faults. Like the grasshopper cannot help it because he can't stop his forelegs when he eat. And his best friends didn't accept his faults.
And why did the frog get mad on the second night when he ate at the grasshopper's place?
Because the grasshopper didn't accept it too. If the frogs have a dirty paws, so the food was dirty.
Okay. I think though, the frog was mad, about not being able to do anything about his paws, but also because the grasshopper was trying to teach him a lesson.
Yes.
I don't think he liked it. Anyway, thank you. That's great, darling. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Very nice. Now, we are going to call the next finalist, Nadia Sasabela Putri Ardian. Please open your camera and mic, and the floor is yours.
Excuse me, can you hear me?
Yes, very clearly. Please presentate.
Good day, everybody. My name is Nadia Ardian, and I'm going to tell you a story entitled The Legend of Banyuwangi. Enjoy the story. A long time ago, on the east coast of Java Island, there was a kingdom of peace, prosperity, and people living in happiness. This prosperous kingdom was led by a fair and a wise king named King Bandra. Sometimes, King Bandra liked to go hunting in the forest. On one hunting trip, King Bandra saw a deer was drinking from the river and shot at him from horseback. But unfortunately, the arrow missed and stuck in a tree trunk. The deer was so shocked that it ran into the lush trees. The scared deer kept running to save itself from King Bandra. Finally, the deer hid in a dense thicket on the riverside near a waterfall. King Bandra rode to the edge of the river to chase after the deer. "Where's the deer?" "Your Majesty, what are you doing here?" Suddenly, there was a voice of a woman speaking. "Whose voice is that?" King Bandra wondered. "Forgive me, Your Majesty, if I startled you." King Bandra finally found the origin of the voice who called him. He came down from his horse and approached the woman. "Who are you? Are you the guardian of this forest?" asked King Bandra. My name is Surati, Your Majesty. I am the daughter of King Glungkung. I am here because I'm escaping from our enemies. My father died in the war to defend the kingdom," explained Surati. King Bandra became sorry after he heard what happened to Surati. The king then brought Surati back to the palace, and not long after, King Bandra married Surati. And after being married for quite a long time, King Bandra still could not give up his hobby of hunting. One day, he set out to hunt, escorted by several horsemen. But, however, without them realizing it, a pair of eyes watched over the party of King Bandra and his bodyguard. A man dressed in rags came towards the castle. Once King Bandra and his bodyguard were far away, he jumped over the palace wall and slipped inside. Surati, come here," the man murmured. Surati was surprised. He came closer to him. "Rupaksa, what are you doing here?" "Surati, you need to know that your husband, King Bandra, killed our father. You have to help me get revenge for our late father." Surati was very surprised, but she didn't believe what her brother had said. "No, brother. King Bandra saved me in the forest. I am indebted to him," she answered. Rupaksa was very angry with Surati's answer. "You don't believe me? Well, if so, keep this headband as a souvenir and keep it under your bed," Surati received Rupaksa headband without saying a word and watched her brother leave. She also did what her brother ordered her to do, which is putting the headband under her bed. King Bantra, who was hunting in the forest, did not know of the incident at the palace. In the middle of riding, Rupaksa came upon King Bantra's party in the middle of the woods and made him stop. "Who are you? How dare you intercept me in the middle of a road like this?" "Forgive me, Your Majesty. I just wanted to tell you that your wife had planned to murder you, Your Majesty." "And how dare you say that about my wife? Where's the proof?" "Just look under the bed, Your Majesty. There should be a red headband belonging to the man that your wife paid to kill you. That is the proof that your wife had planned to murder you with her messenger." King Bantra immediately returned to the palace and found a red headband that Rupaksa told him. "So it's true then, what the man said in the forest. My wife has conspired to kill me." No, I never intended to kill you, Your Majesty. That man that you saw in the forest, my brother, Rupaksa. He once insisted me to kill her as revenge. He said, you murdered my father. But I didn't believe him at all. What he said might be a lie. Please, trust me, my husband. Surati begged the king to believe her. "I don't believe your words. I saved you in the forest, and this is what you give me in return?" Surati was then devastated. She ran to the edge of the deep waterfall and said, "Your Majesty, I never intend to do you harm. I will throw myself in this river down here. If the water smells red, that means I'm guilty. And if the water smells good, that means I'm innocent." Surati then jumped into the waterfall. King Bantra tried to prevent it, but it was too late. King Bantra looked over the edge of the deep waterfall, from which Surati had thrown herself. The king continued to look over the ravine when suddenly a very fragrant smell appeared. "I'm sorry, my love. I should have believed you. Why did I trust a stranger of my own wife?" Since then, the term Banyuwangi has been named for the area. In Javanese, banyu means water and wangi means fragrant. Banyuwangi refers to fragrant water which reveals Surati incense. The end. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the moral value of the story is believing without evidence is always morally wrong. So never trust anyone easily until you prove it yourself. I am Nadia Arden from Al-Azhar Junior High School, Semarang. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yep, thank you so much. And by the way, I love your accent. And you know what they say, spoonful of smile, get the medicine go down. Well, that is not actually what they say. And now, to avoid the awkwardness that is my joke, please, Mr. Ross, give a sense or two about the performance of the finalists.
All right. First, last Nabila her questions, okay?
Okay.
Okay. When King Bantera went hunting in the forest on one of his trips, he shot an arrow at the deer and missed. Where did the arrow go?
At the deer.
But he missed the deer. Where did the arrow go?
It didn't go to the deer.
That's right. So where did it go?
At the tree.
At the tree, yes, that's right. Be confident. Okay, where was this? Yeah. Okay. Question number 2. He set out to hunt, escorted by several horsemen. And who else? The horsemen, and who else was he escorted with?
There's one man who's trying to break in the castle, which is Surati's brother.
Yeah, but he was trying to break in the castle. He wasn't going with them. Who was with them? There was the king, the horsemen, and who else?
I think only that.
His bodyguard.
Oh.
And a separate bodyguard as well. Okay. Right. Okay, so all the contestants, thank you very, very much for participating. I know it's not easy for all of you guys to try try and speak English, especially with a native speaker, and you can get nervous. What I would say most of the time, try not to be nervous. Just try to relax. No native speaker is going to look down at you or laugh at you for making a mistake. So you don't have to worry, okay? And when you're speaking, try to remember when to use punctuation, when to pause, when to continue, and so on. It gets a little confusing because most of you didn't do that. And that's one of the biggest problems, I think, with storytelling with most Indonesians, is to know when to have a little pause and when to continue and so on. All right, thank you, guys.
Now, since Mr. Ross has given his opinions, let's give time for first Miss Devina. May you please give your opinions about the competition?
Oh, hi. Hello? Oh, can you hear my voice?
Yes, please speak a little louder.
Oh, okay. All right. So thank you so much for the time given. So first of all, my name is Anita, but like my laptop, because I'm using the office's laptop, so it says Devina. Yeah, so I would like to say congratulations to everyone who has already participated in this competition. And you did a great job, every one of you. Yeah, maybe it's quite hard for you to perform your best performance due to, because we're not performing like, we're not meeting in person. So it's a little bit hard. It's a little bit challenging for all of you to do this competition. But yeah, I would say good job, everyone. And so I would like to say thank you for all the committees who have organized this event, this competition. So yeah, just, do not have some faith in you guys. If you you win this competition, congratulations. But if you fail at this competition, do not, do not feel down, because there will be lots of opportunities ahead. So
There are no failures.
Sorry?
No, there's no failures. No one fails by doing the competition.
Yeah, no one fails at doing competition. Yeah, it's just we're looking for the best, but no one fails. Yeah, that's correct, Ms. Ross. Okay, so yeah, I think that's it for me, and maybe I would like to give back to the MC.
Thank you so much, Ms. Devina. Now it's Mrs. Farah Stern. I worked with her. She's amazing. Now, Ms. Farah, please give your sense or two about the competition.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. First of all, I would like to say thank you so much for all the participants for having participated to this competition. I'm really glad and proud of seeing that many children or many students have passion in English. In my humble opinion, all of the participants have done a great job. And each of you has been a champion because you have confidence to perform your English skill in front of many people. And last but not least, for all the participants, keep learning and improving your English skill. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Farah, for your opinion. Now, finalists and judges, please open your camera. We're going to have a photo shoot together. Oh, and Mom, I don't know if you're there, but you can open your camera if you want to take a photo with us. But please, judges and finalists, open your camera so we can have a photo shoot together. Okay, thank you so much. You may close your camera. Yep. Thank you.
Wow, what breathtaking performance!
Absolutely.
I'm curious, how do they speak English fluently?
Oh, well, dear Amanda, the Bright English course and Krista Mitra School are the answer if you want to be fluent in English and if you want to experience having a native speaker in your class. Come join us in Krista Mitra High School and the Bright English course.
Sounds great, Alice. Thank you. Now, we are on the end of our event, and to close our program as Master of Ceremony, from the deepest of our heart, we do apologize for any of our mistakes in leading this event.
Now, thank you for participating in the competition. May this good opportunity be useful and give you broader experience in learning English. Please keep up doing your best in learning English, and don't forget to wait for the good news on April 12th, 2021, and we'll see you in another chance. Stay safe and stay healthy, everyone. Good day.
Good day.